Good morning, YouTube beauties. It is Friday, finally. Hope you had a restful night. Wasn't feeling well yesterday and I called out of work, which I never do, But I called out because I was out of it. Felt like senior year. I remember my senior year of college last year. There was days when I called out because there was just too much homework or too much, whatever. I didn't get enough sleep or whatever. But this year, I don't call out or whatever. Just normally I don't call out because I don't get paid when I take off. But I was just out of it. My iron was really low. And I do try to do things to keep it up, but every now and again we slip. That time of the month, didn't know it was coming as soon as it did. I had some oxtails on Monday, so it was kicking my ass yesterday. I was like, oh my God. But I feel much better today. And it's Mother's Day weekend. Woo! Mother's Day weekend. To all my ladies, even if you have to cook or whatever your arrangements your family made, take some time for yourself. I know for some of y'all it's hard because y'all have a lot of kids or you may have a husband or whatever, but let that husband and the kids, let them clean up. Let them do the dishes. It's okay to even if you can't go to a nail salon, self-care. I don't want to waste no money on no nail salon. And, I ain't got no boo, but I got an ex-boo. And he's taking me out on Sunday, but we'll see, because he ain't never on time for nothing. But, but he offered, so I'm like, okay. And I'm treating myself. Saturday night, I'm taking myself to Prudential Center, the McDonald's Gospel Fest. So I'm looking forward to that. And today after work, I'm just going to relax. I did my laundry on Wednesday, and I'm glad I did, because yesterday I wasn't feeling well. And it's Mother's Day weekend starting today, so I'm definitely going to do my nails. I'm going to do my feet. I'm going to, I have a machine at home that, like a pedicure machine. I'm going to do that for myself, for self-care. Give myself a pedicure. I haven't had one since my birthday and the polish is starting to fade. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my nails. I'm going to polish my nails. I'm going to clip them, make them even, and just relax and just, woosah. That's so important, at least. Maybe you can't do it all the time, but I feel like it's important to do that at least once or twice a month, to just self-care, even if you can't make it to the salon. I don't go to Asians anymore. From now on, I go to the Russians, and they a little bit pricey, so that's why, I haven't gotten paid yet, so that's why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just do it myself. But yeah, so I had fruits this morning, as I do every morning, and one thing I don't understand is that if fruit is good for you, right, why does it go bad so quick, right? Look at this. It's all soggy and stuff. At the top, it was fine, but the rest of it is like, and I never understand that. Like, if y'all could see it all soggy and stuff. If it's good for us, why does it go bad so quick, Food for, never understood that, and fruit going up for a cup is like $4 or $5, and it's just crazy. But I wanted to talk about Mo'Nique's stand-up on Netflix. Now, I had the honor and the privilege of meeting her in 2017 at the Apollo, and her energy was just weird. She seemed overly emotional. I don't know what was going on with her, but it was cool meeting her or whatever. And the day after that, directly right after that, she was going in on Tyler Perry and Oprah. So I was thinking to myself, I said, she's battling something. I didn't know what it was. And it was a shock of a lifetime on that Netflix special. But I brought it up because even though it was a stand-up comedy, she got very emotional and, She even made me cry in the end. And it's just so sad to be her age and not being able to live your truth because you're ashamed of what your family will say. And I wanted to say this, and she said it too. Anybody that has a problem with you and your choices, that's just a reflection on them. That just shows how insecure they are. Because a truly, truly happy person, and I even tell my son this, someone who's really happy with their life and with themselves, they're not going to care about who you love. Who you love is your business. She said that she has desires. So the way she was talking, I don't feel like she all the way gay, but she did say she have desires for women, which is very common. Very, very common. I've heard that a lot. I've heard even women who have engaged with other women in college and they're like, oh, I ain't gay, but I did this. I'm like, well, that is gay, right? But they don't want to fully embrace it because of the judgment, because they have what I call a war within themselves. Anytime you see somebody that's rah-rah and they always want to fight and argue, they got something going on with themselves. And it makes sense now. Monique is that way because for a long time she was just going in on people. It's like we was like, what's going on with her? And even recently during COVID, she was going in on people who wore bonnets. Like, what's it to you? But we had no clue. Like, oh, she likes women. She has these desires and these urges, and she told her husband, and he's with it. But that makes sense because she's miserable. People aren't miserable for no reason. And I wanted to stress that if you have somebody in your family or one of your friends, they very moody, they might be gay. And as funny as that sounds, it's true. Try to talk to people and get in their headspace like, yo, what's good with you? Why are you always moody? Why are you always miserable? Why is it that every time I see you, you just never happy? They have a war within themselves, I'm telling you. There was this guy that I went to high school with, and he always was arguing with everybody. Him and I had a love-hate relationship, but he told people we were best friends. I'm like, how the hell we best friends? We not even friends in my book because you always want to argue. I never forget he put gum in my algebra book. I never forget it because it came out of nowhere and I could tell he did that for attention. He spread a rumor about our mutual friend. He knew her before me. They went to junior high school together and then we all started Bethel in the 8th grade. And we stayed there until 12th grade. And so he knew her before me. He spread a rumor about her saying she did something in the train station with her boyfriend. And he would just do and say dumb shit. And sure enough, when high school was over, he came out the closet. So it made sense because he did all those things because he was battling something inside of himself. When you are not happy with yourself, you become obnoxious. You become, flamboyant and just extra, what I call extra. Anybody that's extra, something's up with them. They always into fights. They always into the drama. Yeah, they might be gay. And that has to, with thugs, wannabe thugs too. These men that don't like women, they treat women bad, and stuff like that. You gotta check that out. It's a war within themselves. So I urge you, and it's not just about being gay, it's just anything. You got people that's religious, but they want to do other things besides go to church. They can't do it because their family's strict, or they might be a pastor or something, and they want to date someone, but that person they can't date because that person doesn't belong to their church or doesn't belong to their, So I urge you guys, just be yourself, be free. That's the only way I know how to be. I can't imagine living life and not doing what I want to do. Like, I can't imagine life like that. People be like, well, why you don't do this? Or I do what the fuck I want to do. I really do. And for that, I love my life. And those are my thoughts.